Sigma males engage in behaviors that are unique to them. There's always a new thing to learn about them, from their odd traits to their strange habits. People are not accustomed to such a personality, and Sigma men are frequently misunderstood, because they are the rarest breed of males in the entire world. Even though some of their actions may be unusual, they typically have perfectly valid explanations for why they act in a certain way. You won't want to miss this, whether you're a Sigma yourself or just curious about what makes them special. Welcome to the Sibros channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more educational videos. Here are 8 peculiar behaviors shared by all male Sigmas that are hard to understand by non-Sigmas. 1. They always take a seat in the back corner of the room. Because Sigma men dislike being the center of attention, they frequently select seats in the back of the room, where they can quietly observe events. In this manner, they can observe and analyze events without being bothered. They simply prefer to blend in and not draw attention. They are not intentionally trying to be antisocial. Like alpha males, they can also leave quickly if necessary. By sitting in the back, which is always a benefit, they can easily leave a meeting or conference unnoticed. If they are in the spotlight, people frequently mistake them for being shy or uninterested because they won't speak unless they have something important to say. They're so perceptive that they frequently know more about what's going on than anyone else in the space. You would never realize that someone like this is constantly paying attention and taking everything in. 2. They don't always enjoy being praised. It's not that men in the Sigma fraternity dislike compliments about themselves. Of course, receiving praise for a job well done is pleasant. However, sometimes a compliment can come off as a trap, or the way it is delivered can be unsettling. Many times, Sigmas are very modest and don't require approval from others to feel good about themselves. They don't require affirmation from others because they are aware of their value. Additionally, they dislike it when someone tries to win them over or flatter them to gain favor. For Sigmas, this is a major turn-off, and they will quickly catch on. Although compliments are meant to make people feel good, many Sigma men dislike hearing that they are intelligent or talented. Most of them are aware of their intelligence, and when others pay attention to them and take their advice, it makes them happy. It's acceptable to compliment a Sigma once in a while, but you should do so sparingly. A Sigma might not take any of your compliments seriously if you keep complimenting them. 3. They reverse their direction of travel to avoid running into a loudmouth. For Sigma men, loudmouths are a real pain. They never seem to know when to stop talking and are constantly attempting to occupy the spotlight. They're grating loudly and generally annoying. It will be very challenging for them to get out of a conversation with one of these people without wasting their time. Instead, they alter their walking direction across the street or take any other necessary action to get away from them. Men who are Sigmas value their time and would prefer not to waste it on drudges. Many people misinterpret this behavior and assume that Sigma males are snobs, but they detest small talk and anything else that feels pointless. Everyone has encountered the type of person who simply enjoys listening to themselves talk, and Sigmas would do well to steer clear of them at all costs. 4. They don't always smile. It's a common misconception that Sigma males are always serious and never smile, but this isn't always the case. They simply don't understand the point of constantly grinning like some people do. This doesn't imply that they're miserable or not having fun. Sigmas are frequently very internal. They are not the kind of people who constantly feel the need to verbally express their emotions. When they are just lost in thought, they are frequently misunderstood as being aloof or detached. They internalize everything, keeping their feelings and thoughts to themselves. A Sigma can convey his enjoyment without showing a smile on his face. He doesn't feel the need to share his enjoyment of the moment with those around him. Sigma men are more reserved and introspective, while alpha males are frequently expressive and outgoing. 5. They might not answer the phone due to their dislike of talking on the phone. Sigma males may let calls go to voicemail or even completely ignore them because it's typically more efficient and they don't have to spend extra time on small talk. They prefer to text or speak in person. They prefer to get right to the point, because small talk is not their thing. Some people might find this to be impolite, but it's just a preference. Sigma males don't mean to be rude, they simply don't want to talk on the phone all the time. If it's important, they will undoubtedly respond. They won't waste their time if it's not. However, if a Sigma doesn't answer the phone when you call, don't take it personally. He doesn't dislike you, he just conducts himself according to his standards. He won't alter his plans or schedule just to make room for you. So your best bet is to text a Sigma. If you want to get in touch with him, he will be able to respond when it is convenient for him to do so. 6. They would rather enjoy watching than taking part. Sigmas frequently choose to stand aside and observe. Although some people might view this as a negative trait, instead of engaging in conversation themselves, they would prefer to observe others do so. They do this because they enjoy learning about people's motivations and processes. Instead of being in the thick of the action, they find it more interesting to stand back and observe everything. However, this does not imply that Sigma dislikes taking part in activities, just that they would rather do it on their terms. They prefer to have a full understanding of the situation before participating and don't like to be pressured into anything. We have one mouth and two ears for a reason. This is the guiding principle for all Sigma males who prefer to listen to others than to talk about themselves. By simply listening to people and observing their body language, they can learn a lot about them. This helps them better understand people and determine what they want or need. 7. They keep everything to themselves and say nothing to anyone else. Sigmas are extremely picky about who they allow into their inner circle. They don't just accept everyone and anything. Only those they trust receive their thoughts and feelings. They are very private individuals who prefer to keep most of their personal information to themselves. This is because they are aware that not everyone deserves their trust. People they believe to be friends have previously let them down. They are now very selective about the people they let into their lives. Quality is valued over quantity. Sigma males are extremely devoted friends who will go above and beyond for the people they care about. However, if they feel that someone is toxic or harmful to them in any way, they won't think twice about cutting them out of their lives. 8. They detest spending time alone with dull and dramatic people. Being trapped in a room with someone who is uninteresting to be around, or who is always whining about their problems, is the worst possible situation for a Sigma. Sigma males detest spend time with people who deplete their energy. Sigma males prefer to be in the company of interesting, motivating, and humorous people. They need to have control over their surroundings and don't want to get sucked into a precarious situation. They don't like being around needy or clingy people and are frequently very independent. Mind, they're not even trying to be disrespectful, it seems simply put they are preoccupied and have no time for small talk. Finally, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more educational videos.